couch, we gon' talk about it. Danni Gyrl, pull up, sit down, yeah. Kick your shoes off, lean back, tell truth. We've all got scars, we've all been bruised. Feels too high, jaw feel small. Heart been broke, you still stand tall. Hey. From the crib to the car, you've been carrying weight. You ain't crazy, you're tired. You're allowed to be late. The space here, yeah, is made for that. Real life, real love, real ugly facts. Couch conversation, nothing's off limits. Say what you're scared to say. We gon' live it. Real people, real pain, and real elevation. On the couch with Danni Gyrl, we talk transformation. On the couch with Danni Gyrl, we talk transformation. Yeah. Talk faith, talk fear, talk wins, talk shame. Talk I left, talk I stayed. Talk I heal slow, talk I still bleed. Talk I forget them, talk what about me? We laugh in the mess, we cried and we clapped. Cause you still here, that's the victory lap. From the hurt to the hope, we connect those dots. You not what you did, you more than your loss. Couch conversation, nothing's off limits. Say what you're scared to say. We gon' live it. Real people, real pain, and real elevation. On the couch with Danni Gyrl, we talk transformation. On the couch with Danni Gyrl, we talk transformation. If you feel alone, you can pull up too. Your story got power, let it come through. What you survive might save somebody else. Speak that truth, heal your own scars. Conversation, nothing's off limits. Say what you're scared to say. We gon' live it. Real people, real pain, and real elevation. On the couch with Danni Gyrl, we talk transformation. On the couch with Danni Gyrl, we talk transformation.
All right, y'all. How y'all doing tonight? Welcome to Couch Conversations. Thank y'all for tuning in another week. I appreciate y'all being here. I got both of these lights on. I look super, super, super bright. But thank y'all for being here. I'm excited about tonight's show. I hope y'all are too. Y'all know I'm y'all favorite talk show host, the one and only Danni Gyrl. And it's always a pleasure to be here on the couch with y'all weekly. Let's see. Shout out to Miss Nika for the Couch Conversations theme song. I appreciate you, girl. Hey, James. Thank you for tuning in to Couch Conversations. Hey, Christina. Hey, sis. I got a really good subject tonight, so I hope y'all are ready for this. We are going to talk about support, sacrifice, and success. I thought after last week's conversation about support that this would be appropriate. So we're going to talk about it. Also, before we get into that, I want y'all to know that the block party is coming up June 13th. Yay! I'm so hype about it. The fashion show curated by Gigi, that's going to be super dope. Shout out to all the designers that are taking part in the fashion show. Shout out to all the media outlets that will be there as well. Shout out to our host, Black Thompson. Shout out to our music director, Andrew, who has been our music director and sound technician from the very beginning. All the vendor spots are sold out. So thank you to all the vendors that are participating. I do have 2 spots that opened up for the gospel hour. If y'all are interested, 2 of the artists had to drop off of the show for reasons that I understood. But we have 2 openings for gospel hour if anybody is interested. Also, one of the artists dropped off of the performance lineup. So I do have 1 space on the performance lineup, but this is going to be super dope. I was putting the souvenir book together today, and I was putting the artists together that are taking part, and I'm excited. Matter of fact, let me put the flyer up for y'all. I'm super excited. Make sure y'all get y'all VIP tickets. They $10. The tables start at $65. The day packages are $150. I have 1 day package left. First come, first serve. I've had a few people hit me up about it, but there's 1 left. So first come, first serve. We do have a few tables left. We have about 50 VIP tickets left. So make sure y'all tap in. Make sure y'all be there for the award ceremony. That is going to be super dope. We are honoring the legacy of Uncle Chuck, Swoop White Bear, the legendary choreographer, Desiree Demure of Dragtiquity, and Darrell Madison of JE3 Management. We will be also honoring a few other people as well. I think I have 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 5 or 6 other people that I'm honoring. So make sure y'all are there for that. I would love to see y'all. I'm super excited. If you need the address, go to the website, which I will put up at the end of the at the end of the show. Also, if you have didn't ask you to sing, James, let me tell you something, James Wright Chanel, the one and only. If you would love to come sing, I would be so forever grateful to have you. Listen, I didn't ask you because I can't afford you, but if you would like to come sing, please, 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 please come. Like, I would be forever grateful. You don't even know. You know I love, 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 love to hear you sing. So if you are interested, James, for real, for real, for real, for real, for real, for real, I got you. Okay. I will make room for you. Okay. So just DM me, or if you don't have my number, I'll send it to you. Hit me up, James. Oh, while I'm sitting here, I wanted to light a new candle this week. Y'all know I be talking about my warm apple pie, which I got over here and I was burning last week. But this one is Jamaican Me Caribbean from So Blessed Creations. Let me put that information up for you real quick while I light this. Apostle Shaquan Huggins. You can find him on Facebook at Anointed Worshipper Huggins. So make sure you tap in with him to get your candles. Y'all know I love my warm apple pie, but I'm trying this one this week. I love the way they smell in my office. I was just telling my mom that they're not too strong. It's just like the perfect amount of smell. Okay, James. Okay. Safe travels to Japan. And if you make it, you can have the microphone. Okay? Okay. You can have the microphone. Like, for real, for real. Like, James, I'm going to give you my number. We need to talk. Okay, so tonight we are talking about support, sacrifice, and success. And this is a conversation that I kind of took to heart this week. Last week we had my sister on the show. She is the owner, creator, founder of It's All About Support, and she loves to go out and support artists. She's in the comments right now talking about James Wright Chanel. James, everybody loves you. Okay, and like after talking to her about support, I just kind of wanted to dabble in like sacrifices that people put into their brands, their businesses, et cetera, et cetera. And this was something that was personal. Um, So what I'm really talking about and getting to the nitty gritty of is if you have a brand, if you're an entrepreneur, if you have a business, you know what it is and what it really takes and the sacrifice that it really takes to try to build, especially when you're building it from scratch. I got my notes tonight, so y'all bear with me because I'm very serious about this subject. Y'all gonna hear some personal stories tonight. And you're gonna find out tonight why I am honoring the people that I am honoring at the block party. Um, so whew, I'm out of breath. There's an illusion of support, and that's something that a lot of people don't want to admit. Support is not guaranteed, and most of the time it comes from where you least expect it. People grow up thinking that when they become successful or when they start to accomplish something, that their friends and family will be their number one supporters or the people in their circle. And people think that they will automatically support their dreams. And this is something that most entrepreneurs have found to be false. Most entrepreneurs will tell you that their biggest support has come from strangers. So the reality is that the people that are closest to you are usually the last ones to believe in your vision, the last ones to believe in your dream, and the last ones to help you build. Usually it takes other people a certain level before your family get on wagon. Um, I've always had this thing with the people around me where and I don't as much now, but I'm going to as soon as I can, hopefully at the end of this year, because y'all know I'm still kind of going through my recovery process. But hopefully at the end of this year I'll be able to get out and support. But I used to try to go support the people that I knew were doing things locally, which is why I love James Rice Chanel. One of the things I like about James Rice Chanel is because I would call James Rice Chanel a success. We see him everywhere, reality TV, everybody's concert stages. James is still around though. James is still like the fact that he's in the block, talking about the block party in the comments. Like James is still around, and I've always tried to support James as long as I've known of James. James is family, but I did not always know James. And as long as I've met James, since I've met James, I've tried to support him in different ways that I could. Y'all know I was gone for a long time, so I was out of touch for a long time. But um, I've always been like aware of what he had going on, like what TV shows he was on. Chuck, rest in peace. I used to always tell Chuck, like, we know you Uncle Chuck, but you are like Uncle Chuck. Like, we used to look at Chuck like he was the homie because he was the homie and we grew up with Chuck. But Chuck really was, in his own way, successful because everybody else saw Chuck in a different light than we did. And this goes for a lot of people in our circle. This is why I'm honoring Black. I really want y'all to know some. Did I just say that? Okay, we're going to skip that. This is why I'm honoring Darrell. Darrell has JE3 Management, and Darrell has done a lot for people, not only in the Inland Empire and on the West Coast, but Darrell has moved down through the South and the Midwest, and he goes out and he supports, and I want to support him, and I want him to know that we love and support him for the things that he has done. Like we gotta love on our own and support our own. My sister always said it's all about support. She said spent half of her time last week saying it's all about support. We have to support our own because the struggle and the sacrifice that it takes to build is something that a lot of people will never, ever understand. Um, and like I was saying, there's always the illusion of support. A lot of people will say they're supporting you, but if you go, they have never shared nothing of yours. They have never liked nothing of yours. They have never commented on nothing of yours. Um, they don't show up to anything. They won't speak on you behind closed doors. Like, all those things matter, especially speaking on people behind closed doors. Those things really matter in the rooms that they're not in. Um, Sometimes growth makes people uncomfortable. That is why they don't support as well. Sometimes people hate to see you grow. And a lot of times, if you're growing past what somebody expects you to do, they're not going to support it. If you're growing past them, they're not going to support it. Like, I love to see my friends and family do things beyond what our expectations was, because it lets me know that while I'm clapping in the background and they're doing their thing, they're moving out the way and I'm getting closer to what I'm getting closer to. But I got to keep clapping in the background. And it has to be genuine, because a lot of people clap in the background and they don't really mean it. They don't really mean it. Like, they just be back there on that fake ass clapping. But when you genuinely clapping for people and you genuinely are happy for other people to reach their goals, that karma comes back around, and it does touch you in a way that you wouldn't expect. So while we're waiting for friends and family to support, and they're not most of the time, I'm not saying all the time, but most of the time, strangers will start showing up. They will start supporting the vision. People that don't know you personally will sow into you. People that you didn't grow up with. Social media has given people the advantage of being able to have people sow into them, or to sow into somebody that you don't know personally, but you like their story, or you like what they're doing, etc., etc. So on my journey, I have noticed that a lot of my support has come from strangers. And I have to be honest and say that if I was to have expected my family and the people around me, my friends and things like that, to help me build my company to where it is now, wherever that is, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. First of all, nobody believed in my vision when I was telling people, like, I'm trying to start my own business, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. Like, they was talking shit to me. Shout out to my mama. I tell y'all this all the time if you watch this show. My mama is a person that believes in entrepreneurship. So she has never, ever, 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 ever discouraged my vision. Ever. When I started telling my mama I wanted to have my own business, she was all with it. Like, um, a lot of people didn't see the vision and they couldn't understand the vision. And um, as much as I hated leaving Vegas, which I really, 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 really did, I had to go to Vegas, which is why I hated leaving. I had to go to Vegas to be able to step out of the people around me and just try to do it myself. And in doing that, I ran into a lot of people at different jobs and things like that who would ask me certain questions about what I did or what I was trying to do. And in the process of that, a lot of strangers jumped on board with my vision and helped me get to where I am. Um, Shout out, and I'm gonna give a shout out to a few people. Shout out to my assistant Sherry. I tell this story all the time, and Sherry still tells people this. Oh my God. Sherry was running around Vegas telling people I was a celebrity. And when I met Sherry, all Sherry knew about me really was like what my name was, and like I had worked for Danny Boy. We were at the bar having drinks when I met Sherry, and Sherry wanted to take pictures. She wanted my autograph. Like, she was telling everybody in the bar I was a celebrity, and I was like, this girl is crazy. But after I ran into her a couple times, she ended up telling me like she wanted to work for me. And I told her at that time, like, girl, I can't afford to pay you. And she was like, don't worry about it. Like, we sat down and we talked, and Sherry saw something that at that time I did not see. Do I consider myself a celebrity? No. Do I consider myself famous? No. Will Sherry tell you that I'm a celebrity? Absolutely. And I think that is hilarious, but she has been speaking life into my vision forever. And I thank her for that. Christina, I told y'all the story about Christina and Tiffany. I have told y'all this story over and over and over about Christina and Tiffany and how I met them. Me and Tiffany worked together in Tropical Smoothie. I met Christina, which is her auntie, through her. I was talking with my therapist about them last night. Tiffany sat me down, made me write a business plan. The business plan fell through, but the business plan actually pushed me into doing some other stuff that I didn't think that I would do. And when I needed to somebody to finance, they stepped in. And I'm always, 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 always be grateful for that. Tiffany was my best friend, but Christina didn't know me like that. But they believed in the vision, and I appreciate that. Christina still believes in the vision. She still believes in the vision. And I appreciate that, like, for real, because it's been a struggle, y'all. It has been a struggle. And, like, outside of my sister, who always throwing her hat to help me do something, yeah, like, my mama's supportive, but, you know, she kind of want me to figure it out sometime. So outside of them and my kids, like, it's been kind of hard. And people don't understand the sacrifice that comes in with building a brand. I think I told y'all before I started, she said, I don't like nobody, but I love you, girl. I love you too. And you don't like nobody. Oh my God. I tell the story all the time about how I started my company with no budget, no team, no blueprint. It was just a vision that I wanted to do something. Last night was the first time I realized when I wanted to be I don't know if I would call it a concert promoter, because like that's not really what I do. I kind of coordinate the concerts. I promote them, but I coordinate them. Um, but my mom was doing this concert. My mom was doing this gospel concert at our church. And if you know my mom, she is like over the top when it comes to her concerts. Her concerts are like a whole production with skits and just all kind of stuff. My mom is over the top, and I love it, but she's over the top. So my mom had this custom made white gown. I don't know what kind of gown to describe it as. It was kind of like a petticoat. I don't know, but it was beautiful. It was custom made. And she had this concert, and my brother was like a baby. And this was the first time that I had helped my mom put a concert together. Like, I'd always been just the background singer and like humming my little notes in the background. And this time I got to help her put it together. This was the year she dropped her CD. For y'all that know, my mom is an artist. And we did this whole production behind the CD. So when the spotlight came on and everything came together, that's when I knew, like, I wanted to put concerts together. I wanted to put events together. I wanted to, like, go full force with that, because I already knew from a kid that I wanted to be in music. I just didn't know where. I knew I didn't want to sing. I wasn't really interested in playing. Probably can't play to save my life. I ain't never really tried, for real. But yeah, when those lights came on, that's when I knew. When that concert came together, that's when I knew. And then we always had like a dinner after the concert. Like, even the dinner came together so beautifully. And that's when I knew what I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to put things together. But let me tell y'all, it's hard putting shit together when people don't believe in your brand, when they don't believe in your vision. It is hard. Like when you're trying to put money away to finance something and people telling you should be doing other things with it. I went through 2 or 3 or 4 other occupations trying to get to where I'm at because everybody was telling me I should be a nurse, I should be a teacher. Let me see. So when I graduated high school, I went and worked at the high school as a teacher's assistant. That wasn't for me. I didn't want to be around the kids. Then I went to school to be a nurse. I started off as a medical assistant, and then I tried to do some other stuff, CNA. I didn't care for that after a while. I did like the restaurant management, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. It was cool, but only because when I started working for Danny Boy, he let me do what the hell I wanted to do. Like he let me run his restaurant like I owned it. So I figured out I need to own a venue. So y'all just put one in the air for me owning a venue, because like I need to have my own venue where I can come have James Wright, Chanel sing and host an event. And I need to have my own venue where Andrew can come with Pneumatic and be my house band and have like a residency. And I need to have these things, right? But Lord Jesus, it's a struggle. Y'all don't know. It's been a struggle putting the block party together. Thank you to everybody that is participating and contributing to the block party. I appreciate y'all. We still have ad space for sale. Just in case y'all didn't know, we still have ad space for sale. You can put you an ad in the souvenir book for the block party. So, when you starting off with building something, you have a vision and you have a decision to make if you want to build it or not. If you've had a real conversation with me about any career, it started off with my looking at music like this, but I feel like this about any career choice that you go into. Like, there should never be a plan B. There should never be a plan B. You should go full force into whatever you're trying to do. There should never be a plan B to distract you from where you're trying to get to. The faster you get there, the faster you get through the stress of building. Building a business is not, it's not glamorous. It is stressful. It is not for everybody. It forces you to be everything at once. So you're the CEO, you're the marketer, you're the promoter, you're the event planner, you're customer service, you're corporate, you're everything. You have to be everything. And if it doesn't get done, it's on you. You have nobody else to blame, nobody else to put it on. Nobody is there to step in. There's no safety net. A lot of entrepreneurs bank their whole life and put all their eggs in that one basket. So if they don't make it, they have no backup plan. And see, I get that, because when I decided to go full force and say, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to have my own business. I'm going to help indie artists. I'm going to, start doing creative services, and I'm going to start doing all these things. I had to go full force. Like, I had to literally put everything into it. I was just explaining to somebody that when I was in Vegas, I invested about $20,000 into my career. And that was like getting my LLCs, putting shows together, payroll, because I had employees. And I didn't pay my employees a lot. I paid them their worth. I will say that. I paid them their worth. They were making more than minimum wage. But yeah, when I decided to hire people to come work for me and I decided to take on a payroll, that was a whole nother situation. That was a whole nother situation. Because when you decide to take on a payroll, Now you got people depending on you. And see, okay, let me tell y'all. I'm gonna put some secrets out here for y'all. So, Christina and my sister, y'all finna find out some shit y'all didn't know. So we did shows on Friday nights or Saturday nights. If you know me, you know I never worked on Sunday when I was in Vegas. I still don't work on Sunday. Um, I decided to take on employees. And I would tell them, you're going to get paid on Tuesday, even though the show was on Friday, even though the show was on Saturday. The money would be cleared by the end of the night because that's how I worked. Even when I ran the restaurant, we got paid. Everybody got paid out at the end of the night. The money would be cleared out, but I never paid anybody until Tuesday. That way, if we came up a little short from the show, then I could take the money out my pocket to cover the expenses and still make sure everybody get paid. Man, payroll. I'm getting stressed out thinking about it. Okay, y'all. Just know when you decide to do things like that and you take on a payroll and you take on employees and you tell people they get paid on Tuesdays, just know that when Tuesday come, you better have their money. Nobody ever sweated me for my money. Thank God for my friends. I love y'all. But just know that you got to have people money on the day that you're supposed to have it. It's pressure. It's pressure. It's a lot of pressure, even at the restaurant. Because Danny Boy let me run it like it was mine. Like when I did the payroll system there, I changed how he did the payroll system because his to me was like, Danny Boy is very intellectual, so a lot of his stuff was numbers, and I don't deal well with a whole lot of numbers after a while. So I had to change how he did the payroll system. He did it like manually and digitally. Like I literally switched everything to digital. But because he let me run the restaurant like it was my own, when I switched over the payroll system to digital, like I had to make sure that the numbers was right at the end of the night, that the drawer was balanced out, like, and that everybody's money added up in the system the way that it did on the receipts, because people expect their money at the end of the night. And it's just like doing payroll is a lot. You have people livelihood in your hands. um you don't ever want to have to tell an employee that you ain't got their money. That if you have never had to have that feeling, God bless you. You never want to have to tell an employee that you don't have their money. Um, which is why I kind of changed a few things that I did over the years. That's a horrible feeling, but these are the sacrifices that people make when they are putting these brands and these businesses and these different things that entrepreneurs do when they're doing all this stuff. It's a lot of losses that people take behind the scenes that people don't realize. Um, I'm not gonna lie. At one point, I was taking so many losses that I had just learned to make my budget a certain amount and just not go over that budget and expect to not make anything back. Like I was taking L's like that. Um, I have taken L's with the expectation of taking an L based on where my heart was when I was doing it, and knowing that going into it, I probably won't make no money. Um, the block party, I'm gonna tell y'all. Thank y'all to everybody that did anything for the block party this year. The block party is something that I usually cover 100% out of pocket. I've told y'all several times I don't make money on the block party. That is a community event. But thanks to all the people that contributed this year, I did not have to pay for it 100% out of pocket. Y'all will see in the souvenir book all the people that donated and made contributions, which I appreciate y'all. That type of stuff like really warms my heart. If you know me, I'm a sentimental person anyway. But that type of stuff warms my heart because it be out here like I'm out here kind of struggling to rebuild. And I know a lot of people have not heard that story, and I'm not gonna get into it tonight, but yeah, I'm rebuilding a lot. A lot. Uh it feels awful. Imagine still paying for an event 30 days later, working out the hole. It's a real sacrifice. Now, where am I performing in Cali since I got to be in a. Oh my God. Okay, promise I'm going to put something together just for you to come out here and perform because I know you got to be at the Rick Ross event. Hey, y'all, my girl shook me for Rick Ross, but it's okay. I'm going to let you slide. We going to work something out. At the beginning, you take more L's than anything. You just got to keep going. Yeah, like people don't understand. Um, So then when you consistent, right? And you building and you building and you consistent and you got something going on, have y'all noticed that once y'all start to see growth and make a little money, something happens that pushes you all the way back down in the hole? All the way. All the way. All the way back down in the hole. Like, y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know. I know what it feels like to be sending money way after the event is over. Oh God, I'm stressed out thinking about it. Hi David, how you doing? Um, but building. You gotta keep going. Don't expect everything from people you know. Sometimes you just got to know that God is going to place strangers in your life to help you to get where you got to go. Okay? A lot of these people that have contributed to the block party, I do not know. The person that is sponsoring the jumper, apparently a LA on the church scene, no, I don't recall ever meeting him, but I appreciate him. We met on Facebook. Like, he's a stranger. I just appreciate everybody. Like, y'all don't even know. Um, so the reason that a lot of people don't like to talk about entrepreneurship, like for real, is because of the sacrifice that's put behind it. If you're not an entrepreneur, you usually don't understand how it feels when an entrepreneur is talking about the sacrifice or the struggle that they're having. A lot of people are okay going home, going and working a 9 to 5, clocking in, clocking out, go home, and that's fine. That's fine. But at the end of the day, you're helping somebody else build their dream. Um, if you work for Amazon, just imagine how much money you putting in Jeff Bezos' pocket every hour. Like, not trying to be funny. You're helping somebody else build their dream when you're clocking in every day. So I had that same energy toward myself. Okay. I had that same energy toward myself. I don't know if I've ever told y'all the story of me leaving my previous job. But I felt very disrespected because I had been the manager of several fast food restaurants. And this colored man, because I'm trying not to be disrespectful, this colored man, a palm colored man, told me that I wasn't qualified to manage a fast food restaurant. And I just couldn't understand that for the life of me. So my mentality was, before I help these palm colored people build their dream, I'm going over here to work for Danny Boy and we gonna figure it out. Like, that was the best decision I ever made in my life. I will stand 10 toes down on that. I have not worked a 9 to 5 since February 2019, and I will stand 10 toes down every day on that was the best decision that I have made. Have I struggled? Absolutely, especially when I came back to California, because I know if you are a avid couch conversations watcher, you know that I have talked about me coming back here after I lost everything, in the process of the move and starting over and getting my shit together, which is how we even got to a block party. I talked about that. I don't remember if it was last week or a couple weeks ago. But a lot of people go to work and they're okay with that. They don't understand that when you are an entrepreneur, you don't have clock in hours, because you have to work until you've accomplished what you're going to accomplish. I'm going to show y'all something. And I do this quite often. Okay, so I got stuff everywhere, y'all. As y'all can see, y'all know I usually have my bookshelf right here. Y'all can see I got my glass shelf over here. I rearranged. Shout out to Andrew for he put me some carpet down in here the other day. So shout out to Andrew. This is my weekly schedule. I know y'all can't read it, but I print one of these out every week. I do it in the notes app on my phone. It's a weekly to-do schedule. It starts at 12. It says right there, starts at 12 noon. Because if y'all know me, y'all know I don't be up early. And it ends at 12 midnight. So that shows y'all my business hours, 12 to 12. Okay. Sunday is a wind down day. And Saturday, my day ends early. And that is all on my schedule for a reason. And then my next line on here, and I know y'all can't see that, but it says right here, plan, focus, execute. Okay? Did Andre approve that? Listen, I'm not worried about Andre. I do these every week. It starts at Sunday. Sunday, my day is from 12 to 10 p.m., but my day is not work. It's a whole bunch of different stuff throughout the day. Monday, 12 to midnight. Tuesday, 12 to midnight. Wednesday, 12 to midnight. Thursday, 12 to midnight. Friday, 12 to midnight. Saturday, 12 to 6 p.m. The only reason I have this schedule and I have these hours is because my therapist told me I work too much and that I needed to have a schedule. Now, for me to work 12 hours a day, and my therapist say that's okay because I'm cutting down the amount of hours that I was working before. I wonder how many hours I was working before because I really wasn't keeping track. But most of y'all know if you call me and you talk to me, I'll tell you that I'm working, or if you text me, I'll tell you I'm working or I'm busy. Sometimes people will call and ask me what I'm doing, and I'll say nothing, but you can hear me in the background typing on the keyboard. I'm always doing something because my mind is always in a creative state. Yeah. So there are no clock in, clock out hours for me. Late nights and early mornings. Y'all know about that. Late nights and early mornings. And then let me tell y'all this as well. This is another thing that I have calmed down on. So I'm praying about it because I'm trying not to go back to it, even though like it be calling me. I really did used to do late nights and early mornings. Like I used to love the after hours. Anything that got started after 9 or 10 o'clock was okay with me. I prefer night. I'm a night owl. If y'all know some after hours out here, y'all let me know, okay? I want to know where the after hours at. But yeah, I like to relax when I'm done working. And usually if I'm working until 11 or 12 o'clock, I don't go out until that time. So yeah, we have to learn how to take care of ourselves and give ourselves some grace and some self-care while we're trying to build and run businesses and do all these types of things. We still have to worry about us. And then as a woman, I need my ladies to hear me with this one. As a woman, when we are running businesses and we are building brands, we need to know when to be able to turn it on and turn it off. Sometimes your work persona can be overbearing in personal spaces. So we need to know how to turn it on and turn it off and sacrifice from being bossy all the time. Some people don't know how to do that. You don't want to bring, I wrote this. You don't want to bring your work life into your personal life and vice versa. That will never be sustainable. Okay. So set boundaries and separate who you are from what you do. Um, it's hard when you're an entrepreneur trying to stay relevant and keeping up when social media is constantly allowing things around us to evolve. So every year things change. Every year technology changes. What's popular changes. What's trending. What's a fad. What's popping on social media changes. Um, Shout out to the people that have got a following on Facebook, so IG, Threads, Snapchat, Twitter, or any of TikTok, any other social media platform, and been able to maintain it. It is hard to maintain followers, engagement, and things like that on these social media platforms, and keep evolving with the trends and staying relevant. And sometimes, everything isn't for everybody when it comes to evolution, but at the same time, you don't want to get left behind. You always want to be constantly adapting and reinventing over and over again. And that's why I work from 12 to 12, because every day my mind is working on something to rebrand, reinvent, redo. Um, right now, if you go to my website, it is under construction. I had to publish it, which I normally don't do when it's under construction, but I had to publish it a few days ago due to something else that I was doing. So if you go there now, the website, it looks totally different. I'm rebuilding it, but every couple years I rebuild and rebrand my website. I've had the same website since I think 2012, 2010, something like that. Every couple years I go in, I rebuild it, I rebrand it, I change the look, the color, the font. I try to keep up with what's going on, how websites are evolving, how they're looking. Um, if y'all notice, the more you go to my website, the more you see that you can buy things on the website. Not necessarily on the website. Let me just put that out there. You can order things on the website. I did not integrate it for you to be able to pay for things on the website. Um, Long story behind that, but you can order things on the website. You can make reservations on the website. You can do booking, all that type of stuff. But I try to keep up with everything. So as y'all see, I'm constantly learning, reading, and evolving as well. For those around me that really know, when I am learning things and I'm trying to evolve, I try to teach others the knowledge that I have learned. Whether you take it and do something with it is on you or not. Um, but before I end this conversation, I got about 15 left. Before I end the conversation, I would like to talk about what is success. And I have asked this question over and over and over again to different people. What is success? What do you consider success? When do you consider yourself successful? Um, so for a long time, I wasn't able to answer this myself. What did I consider success, or when I would consider myself successful? Um, I was asking other people this because I was trying to find the answer for myself. Like, when does success kick in? Is it when you're able to leave your job and not have to work a 9 to 5? Um, is it when you reach a certain level, when your bank account reaches a certain level? Like, what is success? So I have a question before I even answer this. Promise, are you still watching? Just if you are, just comment yes. Um, let me read my notes before I get into that. So when we talk about success, we have to define it. Success is not just money. It is not just visibility. It is not just people knowing your name. Success is your endurance, your resilience, getting up when it would be easier to quit, and continuing to build even when the support isn't there. Success is believing in your vision when nobody else did. Okay, I'm not sure if Promise is still there or not. I didn't see. I want y'all to know sometimes I don't be seeing these comments until like after the show is over, and then I go back and see 500 comments. Yeah, because now that I'm going back looking, some of these comments wasn't here a few minutes ago. Back to me. I never felt what success was until I met Promise. And the reason I say that is because I've helped a lot of people do a lot of things on different scales in different places, whether it be music, whether it be office, whether it be legal. I've helped a lot of people do a lot of things. 99% of the people that I help, they take the help and they just go on about their business. That's it. They go on about their business and that's it. In 2022 or the beginning of 2023, I met Promise. We had this conversation last week. Promise came, did the coast to coast tour. Promise left, went back to St. Louis. Promise started hashtagging my name on everything. Christopher, I need you to come sing at the block party. Okay. Promise started hashtagging my name, my company. She started making bigger moves and she was still like tagging me to her stuff and shouting me out. And Promise got to Rick Ross and still was shouting me out. Promise got to Double XL and was still shouting me out. That is when I realized what success was. Success is seeing that person win. Success is seeing somebody that you have helped win and they don't forget about you. And it's not that she shouts me out all the time, because she don't shout me out all the time. It's just knowing that she hasn't forgot about me. Um, when we have conversations on the phone, Promise will still tell me like, yeah, I did this and I did that because I heard this about you. And I appreciate people that show me that type of love. Like it's a lot of stuff that I do that people don't know about, or they don't see or haven't seen. I do so many things. Like y'all don't know, I have the longest resume ever. Like when it comes to the entertainment industry, like if I go back to when I was a kid, I have a super long resume of all the stuff that I've done. Like my sister, I was thinking about her the other day. I was like, my sister, like we started off as children modeling for like catalogs and modeling church clothes, and like that's what we were doing when we were little kids. We started off little doing that type of stuff. Like I remember modeling for Carter's and I had all the little Carter's outfits. I remember that type of stuff. I remember my sister, I don't even know what those pictures were for, but my sisters are twins, in case y'all didn't know that. I know I talk about Miss Nika all the time, but she has a twin. Um, I remember as little girls, they were doing this photo shoot and they were in these like beautiful all white outfits, like down to the big puffy frilly socks. And they had these like big, beautiful white dresses on. and they had these pretty like curls in their hair, and they was face to face. I'll never forget that. I don't know what that headshot was for or what those pictures were for, but I just remember like all the stuff we did as kids, with our parents, like trying to get us off into the industry doing stuff. And like my resume is so long and I've done so much and I still do so much that I don't tell people about, that like somebody asked me the other day, how do I make money and I don't do shows all year? Sweetheart, if I had to depend on the money from my shows, it would be kind of ugly because the shows are hit and miss. I had to start picking up some other stuff. Like, I literally taught myself how to build websites. If y'all didn't know, I got a little bit of website development skill. I taught myself how to build websites. I went to school for law, so I'm certified. My certificate right here. I got certified. Yeah. My sister said we stayed on auditions on the weekend. Girl, who you telling? Okay. Man, okay. Yeah, like I've done so many things. Like I still do so much stuff on the side that's why I don't worry about like smaller events throughout the year. I enjoy doing that type of stuff in Vegas. Like in Vegas, I love doing the events every month, every 2 months, every other week, whatever I was doing them. I enjoyed it because Vegas is such a different atmosphere than LA. Um, it's always something going on in Vegas every night, Sunday through Sunday. It's something going on in Vegas, so it's not hard to like get people out on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to come out to an event. LA, oh my God. I'm not saying y'all don't come out. Y'all just come out for who y'all want to come out for. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to get my budget up and start pulling up some of these people that y'all will come out for, so I can start doing events out here. But my sister said when Compton AV wins, she win, and we talked about that last week. Um, just seeing people that I'm around, that I have been through the mud with, win, it makes me feel good. That's what the success is. That's where the success is. The reason I say promise and I could still say through the mud is because Lord, me and Promise done been through a lot. Me and Promise went through a lot just to get to the point where we could do business together. So we've been through the mud. We went through the mud in a short period of time. I just like I appreciate everybody that's been along the journey. Desiree Demure, which is what I had started talking about earlier, people I was honoring. Desiree Demure. Desiree Demure is the reason why I decided to record Blunts for Two, not because I wanted to be an artist, but because Desiree had me performing at Dragtiquity, and I needed something other than a cover song. Shout out to everybody at Dragtiquity, including Desiree, because they were the first people to go stream my song. And when I showed up to the next show, baby, they were singing it. Canvas Couture. Shout out to Canvas Couture because Canvas Couture loves Blunts for Two. But yeah, Dragtiquity. I appreciate Swoop because Swoop locked in with me from the day we met, and somebody on that caliber I wouldn't expect to just be so friendly and so loving and just like let me put my number in your phone. And like he's been so supportive every time I call. He calls and checks on me like y'all don't even know. I've never seen nothing like it, which goes back to strangers. Like Swoop was a total stranger. The night we met, he gave me his number, and we've been rocking ever since. And like the fact that he reaches out and checks on me among all the stuff that he does, like he's never too big to answer my calls. Like I appreciate that type of stuff because if you really know Swoop and know who Swoop is, Swoop has so much other stuff to be doing. Like he's out here teaching dance classes, he's choreographing videos and movies and all this different stuff that he does. Like yeah, it's just super dope. And of course I talked about the legacy of Uncle Chuck and why I wanted to honor Chuck and how he just from day one, all the way back in 2012 when this got started, he was my number one supporter through everything. Even though he talked shit, he always supported and I appreciated it. Now that he's not here, I understand why he talks shit. Sometimes I'll be doing stuff and I could hear him in my ear. And yeah, he left me with some things that's gonna make sure that I'm always have it right and tight. And I'm gonna say that. Nika says she loved Dragtiquity. Don't we all, honey? Baby, let me tell y'all. Dragtiquity is not your average drag show. Dragtiquity is one of the most diverse shows that I have ever been to. I kind of call it a variety show. But shout out to Desiree. Desiree gives independent artists as well as drag artists a platform to come out, do their thing, strut their stuff. And how I got casted, I will never know. But thank you, Desiree, for trusting me and believing in me. And even after I messed up my first show, you kept me on the cast. So I appreciate you greatly. Um, but yeah, it takes a lot to be out here trying to have a business, trying to rep a brand, trying to be an artist, trying to be a vendor, like whatever, a painter, like being a creative and going full force and full time with it is such a sacrifice that people will never understand unless they get into that field. It's easy to clock in and clock out and go home and not have to think about the payroll or who needs to be fired tomorrow or who needs to be hired the day after that. Um, it's easy to think about, not have to think about what's needed to keep going forward. And when you invest so much into a business, even when you get tired and you don't want to do it anymore, you start to see, like, I have to keep going because then you don't want to see your investment wasted. It's just a lot. It's a lot with being an entrepreneur. It's a lot of sacrifice. It's a lot of long days and long nights and early mornings and sleepless days. It's just a lot. It's a lot. And when it's some support in the background to help you do what you need to do, it comes along so much easier. And the reason I need y'all to think about this beyond yourself is just imagine this. Imagine a choir director with no choir. You need the choir because you need support. Imagine a preacher with no congregation, a concert with no audience. Like, real tangible support is what people need. Whether it's from loved ones, from a stranger. We got to do better, y'all. Okay, we got to do better. But anyways, thank y'all for tuning in, Couch Conversations. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for sharing y'all struggles and y'all successes with me. I appreciate that as well. Shout out to James Chanel for tuning in to the show. I think this is the first time he's tuned in. I appreciate him. And we hope we see him at the block party, y'all. So stay tuned for that. No Cash App games tonight. I love y'all, but no Cash App games tonight. My bank account is on E. And I'm not sure if y'all have really been paying attention the last couple weeks. We no longer have a sponsor for Couch Conversation, so I've been sponsoring the show myself. Before I go, I just want to say this. Y'all be careful what y'all talk to God about and ask God for, because I'm always asking for sponsors for events or for couch conversations or for different things. And God has sent me sponsors on several occasions, and none of them have worked out. And what I have come to the conclusion of is I need to sponsor my damn self. Okay. So this week, my money funny, y'all. I had to pay for some stuff for the block party. I'm just accumulating this stuff over here under my desk for the block party. We'll be back next week. We'll try again next week. But if you would like to win, I'm putting up the wrong thing. If you would like to win VIP tickets for the block party, I need y'all to pick a flyer, any flyer, Any block party flyer, not the vendor flyer because we got vendors, but any block party flyer about the souvenir books, the VIP tickets, the VIP tables, anything promoting the block party and the VIP, you can share that, tag me to it, and I'm gonna give away like I don't know, maybe 6 tickets. I'm gonna give away a few tickets since I got them to give away. I got some comp tickets still, so yeah, if y'all want some tickets, y'all better grab them. Next week I will be giving away VIP tickets during the show. So y'all stay tuned for that as well. Thank you, Miss Nika. Miss Nika at All About Support says she will sponsor next week's game. So y'all come back for Couch Conversations. And thank y'all to everybody for tuning in. Like I said, I appreciate y'all every week. She said, great show. Thank you. I appreciate you. I love y'all so much. We got to keep the show going. Y'all make sure y'all bring somebody every week to the show. We want the show to grow, get bigger. Thank you to everybody that's been watching on YouTube. Those YouTube numbers are going up. We didn't went from 1 view to like, depending on the video, 8 views, 12 views, 14 views. So thank y'all over there on YouTube. Thank you to the subscribers. I appreciate the subscribers. We getting new subscribers every week. We up to 471 subscribers, y'all. So we want to keep it going on YouTube. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn on the notifications, and make sure y'all are back next week, okay? Let me put my little subscribe on YouTube up. Subscribe on YouTube, youtube.com/@therealdanigirl. And the way it is up there is the way that you do search it. youtube.com/@therealdanigirl. And it comes up DMEG TV now. It is no longer The Real Danni Gyrl. It is DMEG TV. There is so much on there. If y'all have not been on there, oh Lord, thank you, sis. If y'all have not been on the YouTube, it is a lot on there, which is why people are subscribing. There are videos from Dragtiquity there. We have the luscious, illustrious Egypt Black Nile on there. She is still currently holding the spot for the most views on my channel. I have commercials there for different things that are going on, the block party, couch conversations. I have several exclusive videos of Danny Boy. A lot of people ask me about Danny Boy. That's my guy still, y'all. I have videos of Danny Boy that nobody else has, y'all, of him singing different cover songs. I have block party videos on there, Cannabis Fest videos. Whatever we've had, if I have a video for it, it's on YouTube, not Facebook. So y'all go subscribe on YouTube, get all the coverage, okay? Make sure you check out the website. Y'all see it down there. Oh, bam. Check out the website, divinemanagement.weebly.com. If you throw the /block party at the end, it'll take you directly to the block party page. If you have any topic suggestions or you would like to be on the show, give me a call. No, stop. Pause. Give me a text. 702-578-6716. You can email me at couchconversationslive@gmail.com, and you can also message me on IG at Couch Conversations Live, and make sure to follow on IG at Couch Conversations Live. We're trying to get those followers up. And join us next week. So let me explain this to y'all really briefly. Next Thursday, April 30th, will be the season finale of Couch Conversations for season 7. I will be taking 1 week off to plan for season 9. And we will be back full blast with season 9 just in time enough to launch the block party. So season 9 will be block party engagement for the first couple weeks, as well as some other topics that we got going on. So I'm excited about that. So y'all make sure y'all come back next week for the season finale. If you're interested in being on the season finale show, hit me up and let me know, y'all. Let's get it cracking next week. We partying next week for the season finale. Say the link one more time. Oh shoot, I don't know which link. Divinemanagement.weebly.com. I don't remember which link. Let me go back and put all the links up. There's two of the links. And I'm apologize to y'all. I'll be moving kind of fast. And there's a 30-second, well, not quite 30. It's like a 15-second delay between the live and when y'all get it. I'll be watching it on my phone. So I apologize. Sometimes y'all be wanting information and I'll be then moved on. There's the link though. If this was the other link you was talking about, I'm not sure, but there it is. And the block party, divinemanagement.weebly.com/block party. Okay, so I will see y'all back for the season finale next week. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. I'm excited that we made it through another season. And in case y'all didn't know how long my seasons were, my first season of Couch Conversations was 22 episodes. That was just absolutely too long. So now my seasons are 13 to 14 episodes. We are actually on like episode 16 now or something like that. I think today was episode 16. So yeah, next week will be the season finale, and then I'm gonna take 1 week off. I know I usually take like a month or two off. I'm not doing that this time. I'm going to take 1 week off just to get everything back together, to get a new flyer done, to make sure that everything is coming back 100%. We are keeping the Couch Conversations theme song because I love that, and we've only played it for 2 episodes. So we are keeping the Couch Conversations theme song for season 9. But I want y'all to come back next week. We will be doing Cash App games. We will be giving away tickets to the block party and whatever else I can find to do to make the show interesting for y'all to come back and be with us for the season finale. I will do. Yeah. So I will see y'all back here next week. Let me give y'all my closing words for tonight. Tonight's show was not about motivation. It was about truth. The truth about support, the truth about sacrifice, and the truth about what it really takes to succeed. So if you're out here building something and it feels heavy, it feels lonely, it feels like nobody understands, it feels like nobody is supporting, just know you're not doing it wrong. You're not doing it wrong. You're doing what it takes, and you're not doing it alone. All right. I love y'all. This has been Couch Conversations Live, where nothing's off limits on the couch. I am your favorite talk show host, the one and only Danni Gyrl, and I will see y'all back here next week. I love y'all. Love y'all, love y'all, love y'all. And make sure y'all get y'all block party tickets or y'all gonna be standing up because it's tight right now. It's almost sold out. All right. See y'all next week. Peace and have a divine night.